So we are back with more fun. Actually, I sort of like these problems, especially since they're so useful in real life, even though they're a little bit complicated to do. We're back with number 3. We've got Apex Motors manufactures luxury and sport utility vehicles. The most likely customers are high-income men and women, and company managers want to initiate an advertising campaign targeting these groups. Pardon me, I've got the hiccups. The plan is to run a 1-minute spot on business investment programs where they can reach 7 million women and 4 million men for their target groups. They also plan a 1-minute spot during sporting events where they can reach 2 million women and 12 million men from their target groups. Apex feels the ads must reach at least, so that means greater than or equal to 30 million women and at least 28 million men. And so for the purpose of this, everyone, we are not going to put in the numbers 30 million and 28 million. We are going to assume millions. And so it looks to me like the total is 30 and 28 for this one. So again, we put our totals here on the right, and we associate them with something. What were the two numbers? Meaning they were 30 million women and 28 million men. So women is first, and then men. So we've got our first step out of the way. We have identified our totals, and we have labeled them. Next for us is going to be to get our columns figured out. We're going to have something that goes there, and we're going to have something else that goes here. And again, I like to put these in the same colors vertically because I assign the same variables to them. So for this one, we do have, let's see, they plan to run 1-minute spots on run 1-minute spots on business and investment programs where they can reach 7 million women and 4 million men. So 7 million women and 4 million men on business investments. In business investment what is that? Business investment programs. Then next, everyone, we have that they can do 1-minute spots at sporting events where they can reach 2 million women and 12 million men. So 2 million women and 12 million men in sports. So we do need to assign variables to these. We will go ahead and make the business investments X, and we will make the sports programs Y. And we need to remember that it was at least 30 million, so greater than or equal to, and at least 28 million, so again, greater than or equal to. For part A, we were asked to write an inequality. We just did that. And for part B, we are asked to find the corners of this. I could not find anywhere in our textbook where it talks about the price of running these advertisements and then figuring out which advertisement would be the most efficient for this person. So we're not going to be able to do that piece, but we are going to be able to find the corners, and we would use the corners to do that if we were able to figure out how much these different forms of advertisement cost. So again, I click new, I say don't save, I get a new thing here, and I put my inputs in. I've got 7x plus 2y is greater than or equal to 30. And it's okay to do that because all of these numbers were in millions. So we've got 4x plus 12y is greater than or equal to 28. And per usual, we are going to need to duplicate both of these inputs, put equal signs in, and we are also going to need a line on our x-axis and our y-axis. So we do need to say also that x equals 0 and y equals 0. So we have bound our, I'm going to have to move my grid a little bit here. We have bound our, we found the bound of our solution, and this time it's greater than, so we end up with this darkened area out here to the right. And so it's going to be everything out here this way that's a possible solution. We could spend money on advertisements forever, and the advertisement companies would be happy to keep taking our money. We could spend this much on advertisements, and they would be totally happy to do that. It would also be a total waste of time because it's not falling on a corner, so it is not something that would be a maximization of our efforts and our spending for the advertisements. And so as usual, we're paying attention to corners that either occur at the y-axis, the x-axis, or out here in space, and are abut the dark purple section. So again, not this corner, because they do not touch the dark purple section. So I get my intersect tool, boom, boom, boom. And my points for this one, everyone, I'll write these down on my iPad and then bring it up. I've got 0, 15 for A, which means that we would spend money on 0 business investment advertisements, and we would spend money on 15 minutes of sports advertisements. For point B, we do have 4-1. We would spend 4 minutes on advertisements during business programs and 1 minute on advertisements during sports programs. And lastly, we have 7-0, where we would spend money on 7 minutes of advertisement for business investments and $0 on advertisements for sports advertisements. And so again, we would need some information about how much it costs to do 1 minute during the business program and how much it costs to do 1 minute during the sports program in order for us to figure out which would be a better use of our money. So with that, everyone, we are going to go ahead and call it quits for number 3, because that is all we are asked to do.